morning, my dear children. Welcome back to our social class. So, children, today is going to be your last test. Okay. So, I hope you have prepared well because you're having only chapter 4 agriculture in geography. Okay. Now, take out your classwork as well as your textbook for revision. So, children, what did we discuss in the lesson? Yes, it was about agriculture. So, first we learned what is agriculture. So, it is the art and the science of cultivating the soil and raising crops and livestock. Then we listed out the physical factors such as relief, climatic conditions, and soil, and the economic factors such as the availability of farm inputs, adequate and cheap labor, transport facilities, markets, and loans of the farmers influence agriculture. And besides these, they were also the system of land tenure and land use and availability of farm machinery and the government policies and the level of scientific and technological developments also influence agriculture. Okay, then we discussed about the types of farming. So then we discussed about the different types of farming carried out here. So what are they? Subsistence farming, intensive farming, extensive farming, shifting cultivation, commercial farming and plantation agriculture. So next we discussed about crops. So the crops grown are of two types, food crops and cash crops. So the food crops provide food for human beings and animals. So you all know what are the food crops, right? Wheat, rice, maize, millets and pulses are food crops. Then what are cash crops? They are grown either to be used in industries or for sale in the market. They are called as cash crops. Example, cotton, jute, sugarcane, tea, coffee and rubber are cash crops. Okay. And the increase in the production of the food grains such as wheat and rice is known as what revolution? Very good, green revolution. And we also learnt about one man. I told you to keep in your mind. What is the name of him? Yes, Dr. Norman Ernest Borlaug. So he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in the year 1970 for his contribution to increase the agricultural production in the world. Okay, so he is known as the father of agriculture. Then at last we learnt about the introduction of HYV seeds, chemical fertilizers and irrigation have resulted in green revolution. Okay, this is in short about the lesson. Now let's start a revision. So children, since you're having only one lesson, you have to read the full lesson. Okay, and exercises can be asked from inside the text. So this is only a model of the question paper, how the questions will be asked. Okay children, now let's start a revision. Agriculture is a dash activity. You have to fill in the blanks. Yes, it is a primary activity. Second one, the dash farming is practiced to feed the farmer's family. Yes, subsistence farming. Scientist who specializes in the science of agriculture is called agronomist. Fourth one, the increase in food grain production is called what revolution? It is green revolution. Shifting cultivation in northeast India is called as Duhem. Next, massive following, clayey soil. It has high moisture and retentive capacity. Next, shifting cultivation. It is done in forested areas of the Amazon basin. Next one, food crops. So, cereals and vegetables. Cotton is a fiber crop. Last one, coffee plant, highlands of southern Europe. So, next Roman letter is write two examples for each. So, plantation crops. You have tea, coffee and rubber. Out of these, any two you can write. Okay. Next, wheat producing countries. Russia, USA, Canada. Next, fiber crops. Cotton, sugarcane, jute. Fourth one, tea producing countries. China, India, Sri Lanka. Fifth one, states that witnessed green revolution in India. Punjab, Haryana and Tamil Nadu. Next Roman letter, read the clues and write their names. First one, this is one of the most important economic activities in the world. What it is? Yes, it is agriculture. Second one, this is a common phenomenon in the hilly and the mountainous areas. What are they? Soil erosion. Okay, that is the depletion of soil by the natural and the human-made factors. Third one, the farmer uses simple tools and abundant human labor in this type of farming. What is the name? Yes, it is intensive farming. Fourth one, this is the staple food for at least half of the population of the world. Yes, it is rice. Fifth one, this cash crop is a kind of grass with a thick stem. Yes, it is sugarcane. Next, Roman later give reason for the following. First one, shifting cultivation is also called slash and burn agriculture. Why? Yes, in shifting cultivation, the land is cleared by cutting and the burning bushes and trees. Okay, and this type of farming is also called slash and burn agriculture. So the next one, tea plantations are set up along the hill slopes. Why? So tea is prepared from the leaves of a tropical shrub which is native to the hill slopes of monsoon Asia. So moreover, tea also requires sloping land to avoid waterlogging. So that is why tea plantations are set up along the hill slopes. Next, answer the questions. Define agriculture and arable land. So, as I told you, what is agriculture? It is art and science of cultivating the soil and raising crops and livestock. And arable land is a land on which crops are grown. So, what is barren land? Yes, it means wasteland where you cannot grow anything. Okay. Second one, what are the different types of farming? Distinguish between intensive and extensive farming. So the different types of farming are subsistence farming, intensive farming, commercial farming, plantation agriculture, extensive farming and shifting cultivation. And the difference between the intensive and extensive farming are, so first for intensive farming, so we get the maximum possible output from a small plot of land, and it is mostly practiced in the densely populated countries of the monsoon region, and the farmer uses simple tools and abundant human labor. That means more amount of human labor. Human work is needed here. And rice is the most important crop grown, and wheat, maize, sugarcane, pulses and oil seeds are the other crops. So now coming to extensive farming. Here, the total output is high, but the yield per hectare is very low. And it is mostly practiced in the sparsely, very lessly populated areas where abundant land suitable for farming is available. So, you get more place to cultivate crop there. Okay. And the farm work is done by machines as the land holdings are usually large. And wheat and maize are the most important crops grown. So next question, what is the difference between food crops and cash crops? Write two examples of each. So food crops are the crops which provide food for human beings and animals, and cash crops are the crops which are grown to be used in industries or for sale in the market, either in the raw or in the semi-processed form. So wheat, rice, maize, millets and pulses are examples of food crops, and cotton, jute, sugarcane, tea and coffee are examples of cash crops. Next, what are the geographical conditions necessary for the cultivation of coffee and rubber? So first, the geographical conditions necessary for the cultivation of coffee and rubber are as follows. So you have to write the sentence like this, then you have to write the name of the plant plus the geographical condition. Okay, so first coffee. So temperature between 18 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees Celsius, and annual rainfall ranging between 150 centimeter and 200 centimeter, and well-drained loamy soil with high humus content, and shady trees to give shade to the coffee plants and to protect the plants from direct sunlight. Next, rubber. So flat or gently sloping land, temperature of about 25 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius, and well distributed rainfall about 200 centimeter to 300 centimeter throughout the year, and rich and well drained laterite soil and abundant supply of labor. That means hard work. So the next one, how has Green Revolution helped agriculture development in India? So the Green Revolution has helped agriculture development in India in the following ways. What are they? So HYV seeds were introduced, and there was enough and timely availability of water to development of irrigation facilities, and there was a large scale use of chemical fertilizers, and the use of pesticides, herbicides and insecticides were introduced, and in consolidated the small and fragmented landholdings, and there was a provision of agricultural credits from the bank to buy farm inputs, that is the necessary things to carry on farming. Okay, and it resulted in farm mechanization with aid, that means help from the government, and it led to the construction of rural roads to connect villages with the markets, and the coordination between the agricultural universities and farmers was developed. Okay, so not only these questions, any question from inside the textbook can be asked. So children, please learn well. Okay, revise well before your test. So children, wish you all the very best. Do your test well, okay? So don't forget to write your name and the time you're starting the test. Wish you all the very best children. Stay safe everyone. Take care and have a great day.